What if your network was taking the slowest path possible and you didn't even know it? OSPF's cost metric is broken by default, making your 10 gigabit links look the same as 100 megabit per second ones. In this video, I'll show you how to fix it with one simple command and supercharge your network performance. Want to stop wasting bandwidth? Watch now! OSPF metric and SPF algorithm, written by Dijkstra. A routing protocol uses a metric to determine the best path. The OSPF protocol uses cost as a metric. The lower the cost, the more the route will be preferred. That is, a lower cost indicates a better path than a higher cost. The cost of an interface is inversely proportional to the bandwidth of the interface, which means that higher bandwidth will indicate a lower cost. A 10 megas Ethernet link will therefore have a higher cost than a 100 megafast Ethernet link. The formula used to calculate the OSPF is the reference bandwidth divided by the interface bandwidth. Cost, baseline bandwidth divided by interface bandwidth. The default reference bandwidth is 100 million. The default formula is 100 million divided by the interface bandwidth in bits AS. Cost, Weber 100,000 tool inser PS divided by interface bandwidth in bits as S. On the table, we can see that the fast Ethernet, gigabit, and 10 giga interfaces share the same cost, because the result of this formula can only be a whole number. Since the default reference bandwidth is set to 100 megabits, which corresponds to 100 million bits, all links above 100 megabytes will have a cost of 1. In fact, this is because this rule was made at the time when links greater than 10 megabytes did not exist and were considered as exploitable only in the distant future. But today, 100 megalinks are very common, and very soon, 100 gigabyte links will be the most widespread. Fortunately, it is possible to change the default reference bandwidth with the command autocost. For example, if our network contains links in gigabit Ethernet, well, you would have to configure the reference bandwidth to 1000. In this way, the 1 giga links will be dissociated from the 100 megalinks. And if we have links in 10 gigabytes, then we would have to configure this reference bandwidth to 10,000, so that 10 gigalinks have a different cost than 1 gigalinks. We will immediately see a situation with this topology. Here we have 3 routers interconnecting with serial links of different speeds. The cost of an OSPF route is the cumulative value from a router to the destination network. For example, here we will calculate the cost it would take to join the 192.168.2.0 network from router 1. We will start by calculating the cost of the link between router 1 and 2. Since it is a 1544 kilobit link and the default reference bandwidth is set to 100, the calculation would be 100,000 divided by 1,544,000. This gives us a cost of 64 for the link between the 2 routers. Now, we will calculate the cost of the link between router 2 and the 192.168.2.0 network. It's a gigabit Ethernet link. The calculation is 100,000 divided by 1,000,000, which is 1. The cost from router 1 to the network behind router 2 will be 64 plus 1, resulting in a total of 65. You can even go and check directly in the routing table of router 1 by making it a show IP route. It clearly shows the line OSPF with an administrative distance of 110, which says that to reach the network behind router 2, you have to go either through the IP 172.16.5.2 or through the serial interface 000 of router 2. And the total cost to join this network is 65. We could also have run the command show IP route 192.168.2.0 to display the cost to this network. As we have seen, OSPF uses a reference bandwidth of 100 megas. But if you have links greater than 100 megabytes, then it is strongly recommended to change this value. Before we finish this course, we'll take a quick look at what's in an OSPF packet header. In the field of the IP header, the value 89 will be set to indicate that it is an OSPF packet type. Each of the 5 types of OSPF packets starts with the same header format. There is the version number, i.e. is 2 for OSPF in IPv4 and 3 for IPv6. We have the type field, which differentiates the 5 types of OSPF packets. The following field is the length of the OSPF packet in bytes. Router ID. Define which router is the source of the packet. Then we have the area ID, which defines the origin area of the packet. The checksum field is used for error detection. This is to ensure that the OSPF packet has not been damaged during transmission. The following 2 fields, authentication type and authentication fields, is an option in the OSPF that allows you to add router authentication. And the data field contains the data of one of the 5 types of packets.